Hello everyone. Today we will talk about English literature. English literature, that how it came, how it progressed to till date. So if we talk about English literature, it was present in the period of Anglo-Saxon. In the age of Anglo-Saxon, literature was there, but it was in oral form. People were not writing at that time because there were no such equipments and there were no such machines to write, and that's why the literature, mostly the poetry, came into being from one generation to another generation, through their speaking and through their talks. By hearing their upper generation, their elder generation, and the younger generation listen to that, and they copy that. Like the first poem of English literature is Beowulf. If we talk about Beowulf, it was a very first poem of English literature. It was written in the early period of English literature. After that, there were so many other poems, but later on, as the time passed, there comes a shift in the English literature. In the Dark Ages, there was the person Geoffrey Chaucer, who is considered to be the father of English poetry. He wrote Canterbury Tales. Now, what was the Canterbury Tales actually? The Canterbury Tales was that these were the pilgrims, these were the people who were migrating, who were going on the long visits, on long excursions from one place to another, and mostly it is said in the different books that they were going for the tomb of Thomas Becket. While they were going on the path, they shared stories. So Geoffrey Chaucer collected those stories and made a volume of that is called Canterbury Tales. As the time progressed, as the time passed, there became the changes occur in literature, in English literature mostly, because due to Renaissance, rebirth of knowledge, which came from Italy to Europe, and most of the time it came when it came to England. So at that time, English literature progressed a lot. English gave a shift. English literature gave find a new form of literature, and they find new things in literature. They create new things. Like Shakespeare was there, one of the greatest, considered to be the father of English literature. He is actually the sublime and the charismatic person. He wrote round about 37 dramas, and he wrote many sonnets and many poems. Shakespeare at the Elizabethan age, and which provided a new way for the upcoming generation, for the upcoming people, like John Milton, John Dryden. John Donne was before from the Milton, and John Dryden. So due to this shift, the people became aware of English literature, and they focused on many features of English literature. Like in the 19th century, then we were introduced to almost 19th century, at the Victorian age, we were introduced to a novel. The first very novel of English literature is Robinson Crusoe by Daniel Defoe. That is considered to be a very good novel. And after that, there were short stories which were introduced by different writers. Another form of poetry, free verse writing and blank verse writing. So these are the things which made English literature very broad, very beautiful, and very charismatic to all of the world. Thank you for watching me. need your support, need your best wishes. Spread love and spread intimacy all around you, because we have no choice without love.